Good morning. Welcome to the 2012 San Diego State All-University Convocation. I'm Andrea Rollins, President Hirshman's Chief of Staff. Please take a moment to silence your cell phones. It is great to see so many of you in the audience, and we thank you for joining us. Our guests this morning include faculty, staff, students, alumni, community leaders, advisory board members, and many others who are associated with us in this wonderful enterprise we call higher education. We are particularly pleased today to welcome our new faculty and staff. This is a wonderful and exciting place to work, to learn, to teach, and to do research. And we look forward to the leadership, creativity, and energy you bring to our campus. Our wish is that your years at San Diego State will be productive and rewarding, and we extend our most sincere welcome to you all. I would now like to acknowledge some of our university leaders and board members joining us this morning. Please rise after all groups have been acknowledged. Members of the Academic Dean's Council, President's Cabinet, SDSU Alumni Association, the Campanile Foundation, Bridges, and the Associated Students Executive Officers. Could you all please rise and be acknowledged? Thank you for joining us this morning. Also joining us on the platform, we have Bill Eady, Chair of the University Senate, Rob O'Keefe, President of Associated Students, Tim Young, President-elect of the SDSU Alumni Association, Provost Nancy Marlin, and President Elliot Hirshman. Please join me in welcoming these university leaders. Thank you. It is now an honor to introduce Bill Eady, professor in the School of Journalism and Media Studies and chair of the University Senate. Please join me in welcoming Bill Eady.
Good morning and welcome to the new academic year. On behalf of the faculty, staff, students, and administrators who comprise the University Senate, I'd like to thank you for your service to San Diego State University and wish you well as the fall term gets underway. We gather today knowing that SDSU continues to face serious financial challenges that have affected all of us in some way and some of us in significant ways. This summer, one of my duties was to sit on a committee that advised Provost Marlin on funding proposals to hire tenure-track faculty. While the committee was able to achieve a remarkable degree of consensus in working on this task, it saddened me to recall that there were approximately 100 searches in progress when I arrived here 11 years ago. This year, there was still a need for 100 searches, but only 13 could be funded. Despite the discouraging budgetary news, the last few years have been good ones in many ways. Faculty, staff, and students have worked separately and together to produce some of the most significant scholarship ever generated here. Our entering classes keep coming with higher grade point averages and test scores. And while at SDSU, our students have achieved remarkable things, often in collaboration with faculty and staff. A concerted research effort has led us to learn much about student success, and we have become national leaders on improving graduation rates. Our athletic teams have generated the most excitement on campus in years, and we have made many of these accomplishments in the process of honoring our commitment to educating a diverse student body. Most of us like to work at universities because they are not businesses in the traditional sense. We want to be careful stewards of our resources, but we chafe at measuring success in traditional ways. We smile and get a small thrill when we read words like these from the poet E.E. Cummings. While you and I have lips and voices which are for kissing and to sing with, who cares if some one-eyed son of a bitch invents an instrument to measure spring with? We don't churn out cookie-cutter products. We are seed sowers, planting ideas, some of which may sprout quickly while others lie dormant for years before blooming. And we are gentle but persistent truth tellers in an age where both harsh rhetoric and equivocation are the norm. So let's begin the year by celebrating the good we have at SDSU. And when disappointment sets in, cheer yourself up by remembering this conversation I had with a local businessman last week at dinner before a Padres game. So, you're a professor at SDSU. Yes. SDSU has a great, and he named one of our nationally ranked academic programs. I had to hold back a grin because I noticed he didn't say basketball team. It is now my pleasure to introduce Rob O'Keefe, President of Associated Students. Rob is a political science and international security and conflict resolution double major with a minor in marketing. Please join me in welcoming Rob O'Keefe.
Thank you, Dr. Eady. Good morning. It's an honor to speak to you today on behalf of the more than 31,000 students of San Diego State University. I'm proud to be an Aztec today. I'm proud because my Aztec family is made up of such a dedicated group of people. It's people like you who devote yourselves every day to the mission of this great university. You do it through your work, your collaboration, and your dedication to shared governance, the cornerstone of San Diego State University. The success of shared governance at SDSU is made possible in no small part than by the strong leadership of President Hirshman and his vice presidents. Your commitment to academics, success, and innovation this past year has helped us make it through these tough times when budget issues continue to challenge our institution's excellence. Our faculty and staff are the lifeblood of our education. And on behalf of my peers, I would like to thank each and every one of you for your passion, your knowledge, and your guidance that truly set the standard so that leadership does start here. There's a lot going on in Associated Students this year. The new student union is now going vertical, as some of you may have seen. We continue to provide scholarships so that hundreds of students who may not have been able to can study abroad. And we continue to sponsor events on campus every week, which improve the educational experience. And all these programs and services are made possible and are a successful result of shared governance. And I have to thank you all for making them the successes that they are. And I'm confident that my final year at San Diego State will be one of momentum, change, and unity. The students of SDSU are ready to stand with you as we send a message of strength and passion to the rest of California. I believe we can fight our way through these tough budget times and lay the foundation for generations to come. Thank you again for all that you do, and let's have another great year. Go Aztecs. It is now my pleasure to introduce to you Nancy Marlin, Provost of San Diego State University, and Tim Young, President-elect of the SDSU Alumni Association. Provost Marlin joined SDSU in 1998 as the university's chief academic officer. Under her outstanding leadership, SDSU has made great strides in many areas, including international collaboration, enrollment management, and striving to improve our academic excellence. Tim Young is owner and president of Southport Marketing, an experiential marketing agency. Tim graduated in 1991 with a broadcast journalism degree, and while he was on campus, he was involved in the athletics department. Tim was also the first ever graduate from SDSU to accept the coveted job of driving the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile, doing public relations events across the country. Today, Tim is active in several marketing associations while running a national agency. He has spent the last 4 years serving the San Diego State Alumni Association, focused on marketing and growing its membership base. He is currently the president-elect for the SDSU Alumni Association. Please join me in welcoming Provost Nancy Marlin and Mr. Tim Young.
One of my greatest joys in serving as provost is the opportunity and privilege of knowing faculty from throughout the entire university. San Diego State has so many extraordinary faculty doing significant and impressive teaching, research, and service. Owing to the ongoing generous support of our Alumni Association, each year we're able to honor one such faculty member from every college with the Alumni Association Award for Outstanding Faculty Contribution, more commonly and affectionately known as the Monty. I am extremely proud to present this year's Monty recipients. From the College of Arts and Letters.
Dr. Stuart Aiken is an internationally recognized critical human geographer. While he is a prolific author and co-author, he's most noted for his groundbreaking research into the geographic dimensions of children and their place in the world. As a result, Dr. Aiken helped found the Center for Interdisciplinary Studies of Youth and Space, a meeting ground for collaboration among professors and students.
But the great thing about ISIS is it's a forum where we can have conversations and where we can talk about what's important, what needs to be done, and that conversation's been going on now for quite some time.
His knowledge of children's geographies and the methodologies he's developed try to address the myriad complexities of an ever-changing cultural landscape, both locally and internationally.
The way that they react to economic restructuring and globalization is very different, depending on where you look in the world. And that's why geography is so important. That's why looking at these places is so important and not assuming that one size fits all.
And his research promises a better life for children everywhere.
So as these opportunities arise for making connections that we can, where we can do something that improves the lives of these young people, we're going to be there.
Stuart is a prolific scholar and one of the important reasons why our geography department is rated number 7 in the United States. He has authored or co-authored 12 books, 50 book chapters, and more than 50 articles. He has been a model colleague as a scholar, teacher, and administrator while chairing the Department of Geography.
Dr. Stuart Aiken. From the College of Business Administration.
Dr. Donald Chilempalia has been published in more than 100 refereed scholarly journals and authored or co-authored 4 well-received textbooks. He has most notably directed the MBA consulting program and guided many successful student consulting teams to help existing businesses.
They actually conduct a live consulting project for the company. So they start with trying to understand what the client objectives are, come up with a methodology, gather the data, and come up with a set of conclusions and recommendations.
He's also played a major role in developing both the Small Business Consulting Center and the Students in Free Enterprise chapter at SDSU. His teams winning the SIFE Regional Award 11 times for entrepreneurial outreach, and multiple wins from the Small Business Institute's prestigious Project of the Year Award, and for 4 consecutive years winning AT&T's International Best Use of the Internet Award.
One of the things that really separates businesses that do very well from those who do moderately well or not well is really good use of social media and having a website that's attractive and doing whatever they can not only to attract new customers but to maintain a customer relationship. So it's incredibly important these days.
Dr. Donald Shimpalia has built a legacy of developing award-winning educational programs and publishing meaningful research focused on consumer behavior and marketing education. The innovative student projects created through the Small Business Consulting Center, which he founded, has had positive effects on our students, local businesses, and the economy at large. Congratulations, Don.
Dr. Donald Shimpalia. From the College of Education.
Dr. Cynthia Darche Park established and is director of the Pre-College Institute, which includes both the Gear Up and the Pathways program.
We recruit our students from the schools that really need help in the whole county of San Diego. Through the grants that I've received, we have been able to put together very intensive summer programs that serve over 100 students each summer to become college ready and to have the motivation to continue in post-secondary education.
She has also developed curricula that incorporate service learning and project-based community involvement.
My philosophy of teaching is that students at all levels learn by doing, and through projects we connect the university with the community and the community with the university.
In her 35 years at SDSU, Dr. Park has garnered over $42 million in grant money and numerous national and regional awards in recognition of the excellence and innovative nature of her work.
San Diego State has allowed me the freedom to engage with the community through teaching, through scholarship, and through pursuit of external grants that have allowed me to fulfill myself as a person and as someone who contributes to the wider community.
Dr. Park's tireless efforts over 3 decades have resulted in scores of opportunities for underserved students. In programs under her leadership, students are achieving their goals through education, research, service learning, and exposure to high-demand careers. Her vision, energy, and dedication to students at all levels definitely make a difference in their lives and futures.
Dr. Cynthia Park. From the College of Engineering.
Dr. Asfa Bayene is the director of both SDSU's Energy Engineering Institute and the Industrial Assessment Center. He's a respected contributor to international engineering journals and was recently named a Fellow of the American Society of Mechanical Engineers. Dr. Bayene's many grants have totaled almost $6 million in research funding to delve into renewable energy sources and energy efficiency. His most recent research is based upon one simple observation, that fish have superior energy efficiencies in varying flow conditions. And this led to a new wind turbine blade design.
One of the things that the fish do is they morph. So I thought if we morph the wind turbine and bend it accordingly, just let the wind do its bending and then the blade will come back with some sort of memory, then we should be able to get much better efficiencies.
Dr. Bayene is looking to the day when the change from fossil fuels to alternative energy must be addressed.
And I think we are eventually reaching that stage where we don't have much of an option but change.
the College of Engineering is honored to recognize Dr. Aswad Bayani. His innovations in power generation through bio-inspired turbine blade design are remarkable. These contributions to sustainability make ASFA a most deserving recipient of the Outstanding Faculty Award. Congratulations, Dr. Bayani.
Dr. Aswad Bayani. From the College of Health and Human Services.
Dr. Jessica Barlow has distinguished herself as a teacher, advisor, and researcher. Her research focuses on children's developing sound systems and language acquisition, and how that can inform the understanding of adult systems.
So what I'm really excited about in my research and in teaching is making sure that we know what the best way to do assessment and treatment of children's speech sound disorders. And the reasoning behind this is if we have the most efficient and effective way to do assessment and to then develop a treatment program for kids with speech sound disorders, we're going to get them in and out of treatment much more efficiently, and this can get them back into the classroom.
She was awarded the Exemplary Graduate Advisor Award and received the Health and Human Services College Council Award for Undergraduate Professor of the Year.
I hope to prepare students to become more well-rounded, ready for the future, to be able to problem solve beyond their own discipline and just be able to deal with the problems of the world that they're going to face.
Professor Barlow takes on numerous roles within the school and is consistently praised as an outstanding professor and mentor to undergraduates and graduates. She also brings to the campus community a sense of environmental responsibility.
It's one of the big things that I'm really passionate about, that I'm involved with here on campus, is the Faculty Sustainability Institute, which we call now the SAGE Curriculum Project. And that helps faculty incorporate sustainability into their own courses, no matter what the content of the course is.
Jessica is everything any dean could ever want in a faculty member, or certainly as a wonderful friend and professional colleague. She exemplifies the characteristics of a teacher and a scholar and inspires our students, our faculty, and our community. Congratulations, Jessica.
Dr. Jessica Barlow. From the College of Professional Studies and Fine Arts.
Dr. Brian Spitzberg is a highly sought-after professor and an award-winning scholar. He's a meticulous researcher and author of several books on communication, including The Dark Side of Relationships.
The dark side of relationships is mostly about those spaces in our relationships where our communication or our behavior functions in positive ways even though we think of it as being negative, or it functions in negative ways even though we think of it as positive.
He sees his field as being about messages, meanings, and media, and the intersection of those components.
Now, the media component has other more professional objectives, and that's why that's in journalism and media studies. We are interested in media to the extent that they facilitate human interaction.
And clearly, his students are the first to benefit from his research.
My research goes into the classes that I teach. I teach courses on interpersonal relationships, on risk and crisis communication and management, on a seminar for the graduate students on the dark side of communication and so forth. I also teach a course in conflict management. So the things that I research help the student community.
Dr. Brian Spitzberg is a recognized expert on stalking and conflict communication and has received numerous awards for his research. He has championed assessment for his school by developing learning metrics, including a computerized system called Impact. By every measure, Dr. Spitzberg is a model faculty member.
Brian Spitzberg. From the College of Sciences.
Professor of Psychology, Vanessa Mccartney, is nationally recognized for her work with patients and families living with chronic diseases and cancer, and for developing techniques for sound psychometrical evaluation.
I've developed an interest in measurement over the past 2 decades, and I've been at San Diego State. Measurement is at the heart of any scientific endeavor, including psychology. If we don't measure things well, we don't know what the results of our research mean.
An excellent teacher. Her students regularly comment on her expertise, her ability to express complex topics clearly, her dedication, and her mentorship.
I have the opportunity to involve students from undergraduate all the way through the doctoral level in very active learning, in which they generate their own research projects, present at conferences, and really engage in the process of scientific study.
And she has a strong belief in the power of education to make the world a better place.
I always tell people I like to bask in the reflected glory of my students. I really enjoy seeing them go off into the world and accomplish great things.
Dr. Vanessa Mccartney is internationally recognized for her work on the prevention of chronic diseases and improving the quality of life in people diagnosed with serious illness, particularly in diverse communities. She's also an outstanding mentor and teacher in our doctoral program in clinical psychology.
Dr. Vanessa Mccartney. Watching those videos is always such an inspirational treat for me. I am just humbled and honored to have each of you as a colleague. Congratulations again, and many thanks for your contributions to San Diego State University. And now I'm delighted to introduce someone else I'm honored to work with and who also contributes greatly to San Diego State University, President Elliot Hirshman.
Good morning. What a difference a year makes to look out and see every face be a familiar face. A wonderful experience. I want to thank Provost Marlin for all of the work she does for the university, supporting our faculty, staff, and students, and also thank Bill and Rob for your remarks. Very, very compelling and inspiring. This morning we had an opportunity to visit with our honorees, and the totality of what they have done is truly extraordinary. And I want to join everyone on campus in congratulating them. I also want to thank, yes, please. I also want to acknowledge our staff members who helped plan today's events and who plan special events throughout the year. I'd ask you to please join me in applauding our staff members. While we have faced significant challenges this year, we've also achieved significant successes. Those successes are really a testament to the innovation, the creativity, and the entrepreneurial spirit of our students, faculty, and staff. So I'd like to take some time and share some of our successes this year. As a campus, we continue to make significant progress on our graduation and retention rates. Our freshman to sophomore retention rate, that critical measure of transition, is now at 90%, and it's equal across students from all racial and ethnic backgrounds, something we're very proud of. Our internationalization initiatives also continue to gain momentum. This year we were ranked 22nd nationally in students studying abroad. Another significant development, recognition by the Department of Education as a Hispanic serving institution. This recognition reflects achievements from many, many members of our community over many, many years. Let me mention some additional firsts. We received our first engineering research center from NSF. Our Zahn Center supported its first student-led businesses, and Shannon Clark received our first Udall scholarship. We also received approval for new majors in LGBT studies and sustainability, and are launching our master's in information systems and our doctorate in physical therapy. In addition to these firsts, our students, faculty, and staff continue to achieve at the highest level. Sandy Bernstein was appointed chair of a National Institutes of Health study section. Joanne Ferraro's book, Venice, the Floating City, received broad critical acclaim. Karen Cadero Kaplan assumed a major leadership role at the California Department of Education, and Mark Freeman received a Fulbright scholarship to teach documentary filmmaking in Jakarta. Mark is joined by staff members Adrian Richard, faculty members Annalisa Berta and Margaret Fields, and 4 of our students in receiving Fulbright Awards this year. And Elise Carmona, Levi Lentz, and Jose Alonso Navarro, all first-generation college students, received prestigious graduate fellowships to study at Harvard, MIT, and Wisconsin. Let's give them a big hand for that. An extraordinary year for discovery. Also, Sarah Matson of the Center for Behavioral Teratology identified the effects of prenatal alcohol on brain function. Joy Phillips at the Donald P. Shiley Bioscience Center identified a protein that can fight the flu. Saudia Mosin and Mark Sussman engineered stem cells that repair damaged hearts, and astronomers William Welsh and Jerome Oris discovered planetary systems where planets orbit 2 suns. Really extraordinary. These accomplishments illustrate why we say leadership starts here at San Diego State University. And the remarkable part of this is that these are only a small fraction of the campus's achievements over the past year. So many points of pride, from hosting the Dalai Lama, to the success of our athletic teams, to helping a wounded veteran renovate his home, to donating 55,000 pounds of food to support San Diegans in need. These achievements reflect the efforts, often under very difficult circumstances, of our entire community, and every student, faculty, and staff member can and should be proud of these accomplishments. So give yourself a big hand for this. In the coming year, we have to build on these accomplishments and meet significant challenges. In meeting these challenges, as was mentioned by several of our speakers, we have to reaffirm the core values of our campus: the commitment to the quality of our educational and research programs, our innovation and creativity, that can-do spirit that makes things happen on this campus, the valued tradition of shared governance, and our deeply held belief that our students, faculty, and staff are the core, the heart of the university. Most importantly, we have to bring these values together with a strategy for long-term success, a strategy for a new era and a new reality in both our state and our nation. And today I'd like to share 3 aspects of this strategy for you to consider. First, we must aggressively pursue financial stabilization and ultimately financial strength. Since 2008, our state appropriation has been reduced from $221 million to $103 million. It's a reduction of $118 million. Now, we must, whenever possible, continue to pursue cost reductions, but we can't accommodate a reduction of this magnitude solely by reducing costs. We have to pursue multiple approaches for enhancing our resources. And the focus on multiple approaches is essential. Together, through multiple approaches, we can generate sufficient resources to meet our challenges and create a new financial model for the university. This approach is already producing significant results. For example, with support from our entire campus, we kicked off our first comprehensive fundraising campaign this year. We have raised over $72 million in the last year, and the campaign total is now, as of this morning, over $340 million. Extraordinary work. The funds are having important impacts on the campus already, supporting scholarships, faculty and staff positions, programmatic support, and in many cases, these funds are providing core operating funds for departments. Bringing together multiple approaches for enhancing revenue, we can create a path to financial strength. Strength that will allow us to support our core mission and control our own destiny. As we enhance our financial position, we must invest our resources strategically. And this is the second aspect of the strategy for long-term success. In a sentence, we have to focus our resources for results. We have to build on areas of strength and create even greater national and international distinction. When you read media reports, people often say that we have to do more with less. I have grave concerns about this perspective. Instead, I hope we can do more with purpose. There are extraordinary resources on this campus. Resources in our students, our faculty and staff, resources in our history and our tradition. Using these resources and working together, we can attain even greater distinction. To facilitate and support these efforts, the university is going to begin a broad-based strategic planning process this fall. The process will consider the state of the university relative to our educational, research, and service missions. The process will be led by a steering committee co-chaired by Provost Marlin and Vice President Roush. And the steering committee is going to coordinate the work of 5 task forces focusing on student success and academic excellence, research and creative endeavors, community engagement, diversity, and internationalization. I'm excited about the process, and I'm confident that it will lead to good outcomes for our campus. The third and final aspect of the strategy concerns how we tell the stories of our successes. We must raise awareness of our excellence. We must get the good news about this campus out and do it in ways that support both our financial and our strategic initiatives. If we can do this, we can create a virtuous cycle, one in which financial strength can lead to programmatic strength, and awareness of excellence can lead to investment in excellence. We're at a pivotal moment for this university, and there is a clear path forward. By strengthening our financial position, investing our resources strategically, and raising awareness of excellence, we can continue our development as a leading public research university. The history of the campus demonstrates that not only is this possible, it has already happened. The period of the Great Depression was arguably the most challenging period in our nation's history. Yet consider for a moment what happened on this campus during that period. In 1929, Abraham Nassatir was hired in our Department of History. Over the next half century, he published 14 books, mentored countless students, and became one of our most eminent historians. In 1930, students, faculty, and staff members together literally moved our campus to its current location. Books, furniture, and desks were loaded into trucks and carried to the new campus. And in 1931, the cornerstone of the campus was laid. The foundation for the successes that we laud and enjoy today were laid during the depths of the Great Depression, and we can do the same this year. As we begin the new year, no one can predict the short-term fluctuations of the economy or California's political fortunes. What we can know with complete certainty is that, as in the past 115 years, the work we do together this year will advance our missions of education, research and service, and lay the foundation for our future success. Thank you for everything you do for the university. I am honored to be your president, and I look forward to a great year. Thank you.
Thank you, President Hirshman. We realize we covered a lot of ground this morning. The President's remarks will be available on San Diego State's website, our homepage at sdsu.edu, and a sincere thank you to all of our guests for sharing this morning with us. As you leave Viejas Arena, we hope you will stop and meet and greet with one another in El Lot for some light refreshments. Best wishes for a great year. Thank you.